beings. Today is the third and last day of our workshop. Yesterday we had a very nice day visiting the different sites in Kathmandu. We visited a few different temples. And today we're going to continue with Vedanta. The first day was Introduction to Spirituality. The second lecture was on the different concepts. So I just want to repeat again, Vedanta says, first we have to understand the concept, the philosophy. We have to accept it, believe it. Third one is to experience it in meditation. So today I'm just going to explain some more concepts about Vedanta, and then we're going to have a meditation in which I hope you get a glimpse, an experience, and that's what everybody wants. So 4 states of consciousness. We operate in 4 realms: awake, dream, deep sleep, and turiya. Everybody knows awake state. Everybody's awake right now. In awake state, the mind is functioning and the awareness of I is there. In the dream state, the mind is functioning but the awareness of I is not there. So that's why it's so haphazard. We see all these dreams because the awareness of I is not there but the mind is functioning. So that's another state in which we operate. Third one is deep sleep, in which there is no awareness of I and there is no mind. And the last one, turiya. Turiya means fourth, because you cannot define it, so it's just simply called fourth. And in that the mind doesn't function, but the awareness of I is there. Turiya is also known as a state of enlightenment, nirvana. We give different names. So how does a person attain turiya state? We have to first understand the dream state and the awake state. There is no difference between them. We may think that they are different, but they're actually the same. And turiya is just like we wake up from a dream. When we're in a dream, something seems very real. And then we wake up and we say, oh, that was a dream. Similarly, when we wake up from this awake state in which we are, and we realize that this state itself is also a dream, that's called turiya. And that's our true self, our true nature, or we call it as self-realization. Does this make sense? Understand? So, karma, because people say that, I don't know if you understand karma, but karma is the law of action and reaction. Whatever you do, whatever you sow, you reap. There's 3 types. First one is sanchita. That is like the total bank balance of our whole past lives, our actions and deeds, thoughts, everything. It's just like the complete balance of what we have done. And then we have so many lifetimes. So the second one, prarabdha, we choose a certain amount of karma from that balance and bring it into this life in order to exhaust it. But somewhere along the way we forget that we came for this purpose to exhaust this karma, and while exhausting that, we do new deeds, we do different actions, and then we accumulate new ones. And that's called agamya. So it continues, that we take it into the next life. So it's an infinite circle. It can never be broken. That's why people say that, how come we get rid of our karma? Bhagavad Gita says that, you do actions without expecting any fruit. To a certain extent you can do it, but there's no really way that you can get rid of your karma. It's an infinite cycle. It just goes on and on and on, and you just have to take rebirth again and again in order to complete it. Now, the thing is that when somebody attains a turiya state, there is no karma. Karma is all dissolved. So let me try to explain this. If you're in a dream and you kill somebody, so when you wake up, will you be punished? No, right? Similarly, when you wake up from the awake state, whatever you did in that, it does, in Turiya state, the law of karma does not apply in there. It's out of it. That's the only way how to get out of the cycle of karma. Does that make sense? Any questions about this? Yes? जी
और भागते भागते इतने घबरा जाते हैं उठ जाते हैं तो जब उठते हैं तो पसीना पसीना पूरा शरीर रहता है ये कंपन पूरा वाइब्रेशन रहता है वो तो सपना था और फिर भी जब हम उठ जाते हैं फिर भी वो घबराहट रहती है क्या है
because when you're in a dream state, your mind is still functioning, but the awareness of I is very, very low. So when in a dream state, the mind is still there, and yes, of course, you wake up and you realize, you know, that you're still scared from it. But I mean, you're not as scared as you were in the dream because you know it's not a dream. It's like this, like if you commit a crime in a particular country, and you leave that country, you're no longer in that country, so then you won't get punished because you're out of that realm, out of that system. So in order to get out of this endless cycle, you have to go to the Turiya state, which is our original self being. As a matter of fact, this doesn't belong here. Amna, can you come? Remember the first day when we give the example of the board and that's the background and everything that is coming and going on it? So Turiya is actually not the fourth state. Turiya is the one on which all these three are happening. This is Vedanta. You have to understand this. Everything is happening on this. This is the background, just like we did the board and we wrote all these things, and it's showing everything. Okay.
Dream, basically.
Okay. Then you can sit down. Thank you.
Is dream, are the dreams attached with our thoughts that, like, if I think that I want to marry a girl, just for a while it comes in my thought and it's just gone for the whole day.
Okay.
But when I sleep, it comes in my like sometimes it does, it's coming in my mind. It's like, yeah.
Everything that has ever happened in our life, you see, the other day I explained our three layers, the gross body, the subtle body, and the casual body. So the casual body carries all the memories. Everything that has happened over our past lives are stored in a place, and we can access them. So if you've been thinking about something in the day, there's a good chance you're going to dream about it, because it's stored in these different layers. And you know, when the awareness of I is very low, then just everything comes to surface. Like later on, we're going to do past life regression, and you're going to see that we are going to go to the depths of your consciousness, to go to some place that is so far away, but it is stored there. Everything is stored. Does that make sense?
Does this Turiya,
Mm-hmm.
does it have any like word that we can understand in English or Urdu? This Turiya is basically it's a Hindi word. Sanskrit, yes. Sanskrit. Oh, sorry, Sanskrit. So, like, is there any word like in English? What do we say to Turiya?
Turiya equivalent would be consciousness, guard,
fourth state
yeah, consciousness, guard, existence, yes, bliss. These are all the original states, and Turiya is just, I mean, because for something that is eternal, you cannot put a name on it, so they just call it the fourth. And that means to get to know our true selves. And for that, we need to wake up from this awake state, which we think that is true. People say, oh, well, I'm in this awake state and everybody is seeing the same thing, so this is the reality. But if you're in a dream and you have other people with you, they're also seeing the same thing in that dream. Only when you wake up from it, you realize that, oh, that was a dream. Right?
Sorry, I couldn't understand this. If I am dreaming, like if I am dreaming in my dream, if someone is coming, he would also be dreaming the same.
No. If you have other people in the dream with you, in the dream, those people are seeing the same thing that you're seeing. Right? Within the dream, within the context of the dream, if you have two people with you, so those two people are seeing the same thing as you are. Right? Similarly, we're all seeing the same thing. We're all sitting here, we all see the same thing, and we think that this is a reality because, why? Because all of us see it. It's only when you awake from this state. And the purpose of spirituality is to wake up from this, which we think that is reality, and realize the true self. All spiritual paths, techniques, meditations, everything, that's the whole purpose. Just to know this one, because that's our reality.
I think a great person once said that life is but a dream within a dream.
Exactly, yes.
I'm just like curious. I think just like ignore it if it's a bit derailing from the main we were discussing. But I was just curious to know, like say for example we are in a dream-like state,
Mm-hmm.
and we do see this existence or otherwise existence as like the reality, and sometimes our mind perceives the dream as the dream and the otherwise life as the real thing and all. So how much effect does intent have? Because when you are dreaming at some level of consciousness or consciousness, you do have this intent. Say for example, like you give an example of harming somebody. So does the intent matter, or is there like a repercussion for the intent to bring harm to somebody, or does like something which happens in a dream within a dream state has no repercussions or no effect?
No, usually dreams, they don't mean exactly whatever you see is not, you don't take it factual, you don't just take it word for word that this is what I saw. There's different meanings to it, and you have to be able to understand. Sometimes existence is giving you some signal, to look into some matters of your life, maybe your health, some relationships. But if you say that you harm somebody, it doesn't mean that you have an intent. It could have a totally different meaning, and we only have to see it in the context. Yeah. So yeah, dreaming something like that has no consequences, because the awareness of I is very low and everything is just haphazard. So dreams should not be taken seriously at all. We're trying to say that don't take this life seriously. So taking dreams seriously, yeah. No.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is taking off from what you just said. Dreams should not be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, could we say that dreams are nothing but the subconscious excreting itself?
Exactly. Sometimes we are just frustrated and we have no other way to, get it out of our systems, and it comes in the form of dreams, sometimes nightmares, all sorts of things people have.
But what about clairvoyant dreams? Some dreams actually tell you of things which are going to happen. So
Yes, these are certain people who are born with psychic abilities, and it comes by birth, and they do have this sort of ability they're born with. But most people don't have. I mean, the subconscious is there, and it is trying to give you messages. So, I mean, dreams are not irrelevant as such if you're able to understand them. They shouldn't be taken literally.
Okay, they're metaphor.
Yeah. They have some reason, if you're really stressed and you have some dream, so, that's just showing that you were stressed that day. Yeah. Anything else regarding dreams? Okay, so another question is deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is no mind, there is no dream, there is no I, there is nothing. It's just like we didn't exist at all, right? So people say, well, I didn't exist, or, what is this? But the thing is that when you wake up, you knew that you were there. You cannot say that I wasn't there. We sleep last night, and when we wake up, even though we were not aware, but we still know that it was me who was sleeping. There is something behind all these three states. Mahindra ji, कुछ पूछना है?
One question.
जी, yes.
Ram sir asking me. जब हम किसी को सपने में देखते हैं, देखते रहते हैं रात को सोते हैं, तो हम तो उसे देखते हैं सपने में, लेकिन वो हमें देखता रहता है कि नहीं उसी समय में?
नहीं, आप किसी को,
हम किसी को देख रहे हैं सपने में रात को,
ठीक है,
तो उसी समय में रात को वो भी सोया रहता है, वो आदमी हमें देखता ही नहीं।
यानी कि दो लोग एक टाइम पे एक ड्रीम देख रहे हैं.
हम जिसको देखते हैं सपने में,
जो मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन
क्या
किया,
ड्रीम में फेस टू फेस मिलाप होता है कि वो एक दूसरे को रेसिप्रोकेटिंग सॉर्ट ऑफ
मैं ये ड्रीम देख रहा हूँ कि मैं आपके साथ बैठा हुआ हूँ डिनर पे, मैं आपके साथ डिनर कर रहा हूँ, क्या आप भी वही ड्रीम देख रही हैं कि मैं उस टाइम अगर आप सो रही हैं तो इज इट लाइक पॉसिबल और आर देयर चांसेस कि आप भी अगर सो रही हैं तो आप भी ये ड्रीम देखेंगे?
Also, two people have the same dream? No. It's all, everybody is individual and they have different individual minds. It may have been a coincidence somewhere, somehow, that you had the same dream, but usually everybody is different and you don't, I mean, does anybody have an experience of two people having the same dream at the same time?
I mean, I've heard people like have accounts like that is in a very emotionally distressed or heightened emotion state.
Yeah.
Like if there is like somebody is like really troubled and then they are dreaming and they're like talking to somebody and then they have given like admonition or something like that. So I have seen that, and I think in a with some very aware people and those like great fisheries and others and all, that happens that they have come into the dream state to actually inform about something or to so that I've heard, but I don't have like a first-hand experience of something like that happening.
Yes, these things happen. The matter of fact, as anybody is enlightened or the more spiritual you become, the frequency of your dreams come down because your mind is not so active. The more a person meditates, the more a person is on this path, the frequency of their thoughts come down. People who think a lot, they dream a lot too. So people who are enlightened, they don't dream at all. And that's why they sleep less. Because most of the time, it's like our sleep is like dream, deep sleep, dream. It's like up and down, up and down. A lot of it we don't remember, but we are actually dreaming. So if you don't dream, actually, you don't need all that time for sleeping, because the real sleep is deep sleep, not the dream state.
Dreams, do they affect on our health? Like if there are so many bad dreams then?
It doesn't, I mean, it affects in a way that if you're dreaming, if you're dreaming whole night, you're going to feel tired in the morning. You need deep sleep, to be completely out. And during deep sleep, that's when we get the energy to recharge ourselves. So anyway, I mean, that's enough about dreams. We're trying to talk about this, right now, this is a dream itself. And how do we wake up from this and realize that this is a dream and what we see? Well, it's not that what we see is not true, but it's not the ultimate reality. There is something else to us. And we call it the witness, the one who witnesses everything, someone who's witnessed your whole life, your sufferings, your pain, your happiness. That never changes. That remains the same. And that is this Surya, consciousness. It's not that hard to understand. Like, for example, if you look at an album of yours, since you were a child till now, right? Your face changes, your body changes, your mind changes, everything changes, right? But there's one thing that didn't change, and that is you always know this is me. This is a very, very subtle point. I was sick, I was happy, I got married, I went to college, me. Okay, so let's talk about self-inquiry. Self-inquiry was made very famous by Ramana Maharishi. He is one of the greatest masters in Advaita Vedanta. The whole purpose is to find out our true self, this Turiya, or the self, God, consciousness. A technique is that you ask ourselves, who am I? And, who am I? You try to go to the depth of it, and then other thoughts comes. And then you say, who are these thoughts coming to? Who is sad? Who is angry? Who is upset? Who is sick? Because I am not sickness. If you're sick at one point in time and then you're healthy, you cannot say, I am sick. You are not sick. Or I am happy. You are just the witness of being happy and unhappy. Does that make sense? Being the witness of being happy and unhappy. It's just like we're a screen on which all these things are passing. Happiness, unhappiness, sickness, illness. So if we think of ourselves since a childhood till now, and we look at ourselves, everything has changed. Our bodies, our mind, our thoughts, our ideologies. But you always knew that this is me. It's a very, very subtle point. But that me that you know, the awareness that this is me, that is the reality. Another thing that you can do is try to, you don't need to do it right now, but you can do it on your own. Just close your eyes and try to look through your eyes, from behind your eyes, and see who is the one who is looking. There is someone who is looking through the eyes. Eyes don't see. There's someone who is actually looking through the eyes. Who is behind this? There's something behind it. Who is the seer? And sometimes, we just, we sit and we close our eyes and we try to look who is behind the eyes. Like, look at your eyes from behind. And you notice that there is a presence there. And that presence was always there, but we just never were aware of it. Understand? Some people are trying to do it. You can try this exercise now. Close your eyes and try to look through your eyes with your eyes closed. You understand? Close your eyes and try to see through your eyes with your eyes closed and see who is the one who is trying to look. There is something there. There's a presence. The one behind the eyes, the one who is the seer, who sees through the eyes. Because right now your eyes are closed and you cannot see, but the seer is still there. Okay, you can open your eyes. So, did anybody, yes?
I don't know about happiness, but I think unhappiness, when you are on a very deep state of unhappiness, like when you are awake in your consciousness, it affects you a lot. The unhappiness, it changes you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the total direction of your life, sometimes it changes because of that unhappiness.
Your life may change, but the one who is witnessing it does not change. You are still the same witness. That doesn't change. The witness remains the same of your happy states or your unhappy states. The witness always remains the same. That doesn't change. Your life may change, yes, and life is all about change. But the one experiencing it does not change. That remains the same. So, did anybody notice anything when you try to look behind your eyes? And it,
Just have the sense of light.
mm-hmm. Everybody will have some different experiences.
I didn't feel like opening my eyes.
Okay.
I've noticed this thing, like a lot many times whenever like I like you take a shower and all, and then you are looking in the mirror, and you look at the mirror long enough, and you realize that sometimes you just forget that it's your face, that ownership of that face, and you feel, is it me? Is it me? Is it really me? So I don't know if it's relevant to this, but I've had this feeling like this feeling of alienation that I would often feel. Like you look long enough at your own face, you look long enough.
And it distorts and it changes into something else, yes. There are certain techniques. Usually, you put a mirror in front of you and in the dark, and you have a candle or something behind you, and you just look at your face long enough, and it will change into different things. So it gives you the understanding that even this face is not something permanent which we know. But the one who is experiencing it is still the same.
The eyes, when you look into your own eyes, I mean, when I've looked into my own eyes, it's like as if I'm staring into another person in the mirror. It's like not any different, or perhaps like I haven't went into that or indulged into that sort of thing. But I've often felt that I'm staring into the eyes of, and then at some point there is a certain amount of this certain sort of alienation wherein you have to bring yourself back to the fact that this is you.
That's just the mind playing tricks with you. So, before we start our meditation, any questions about karma, about the four states of consciousness? Is it clear? The concept is clear, right? You understand it, you believe it, you accept it. So this is the third step now, to have an experience. So what we're going to do is, it's called Omkara, but as you do yoga, you do Om, you chant Om 3 times, in the beginning and in the end. But this is called the rolling Oms. We're going to do it for about 5 or 6 minutes, non-stop. Non-stop. And then just follow the instructions. Okay? Om is the primordial sound out of which the entire universe came into being. The word Om is past, present, future, and beyond. So it's not even a sound, it's a vibration. And when you do this, it sort of centers you. So there is another part to it, but I will tell you when to stop. So we're going to start it and then continue it until I ask you to stop, and then I'll give further instructions. Are we ready? And close your eyes. So it's non-stop Om. You just continue and continue. I'll start it and you keep on continuing until. And just when so many people chant Om at the same time, there is just a different experience. Try to, feel it. Okay, we start. Close your eyes. And first of all, we have to take Omkara, we have to take it deep down from the stomach, all the way from the bottom and out, not from our chest, as far down as you can go. Okay, let's start. A little bit louder, more from your stomach. Yes. Put your whole energy into this chant, your whole being into it. Become one with the vibration. Okay, stop. Close your eyes. Now, without making the sound, continue this chant, but without making a sound. It's already in your breath now. Continue with it. Without making a sound, do the same breathing. Now try to find the source of this sound or vibration. Keep your eyes closed. Try to see where this is coming from. Is it coming from your stomach, from your throat, from your heart? From where? Try to locate the source of this vibration that's become part of your breath right now. Take some time and just see where it's coming from. It's okay if you're not sure, just try to see where it's coming from. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. How do you feel?
Nice. I actually felt some, because I am a true, extreme non-believer. Today I felt something like, what's a feeling?
During the Om chant.
So after the Om chant, when I was, when I closed my eyes and silently I was doing like, I felt that from where it was coming from my belly button, and from, it was starting from there and it was coming.
So how does it feel?
At least I know that now I know what the feeling is.
So now you know what all these people have been talking about for so long. I'm not.
When I was chanting that Om thing, I could feel like this vibration on the tip of my tongue, and it was a very, I mean, I don't know if I'm a very pleasurable sort of a sensation. It's like this vibration spreads, and it's like you want to it's a bit like, because it's a vibration, it's slightly like, and then you let go, and then you just feel that thing, and then you see the vibration like spreading out. And when I closed my eyes and I tried to see where that whole vibration, that whole thing is coming from, I tried to, because there's like you're tempted to like say the heart or something, but it was coming from this region and it was traveling, and it was like somehow dispersing. So it was from my head.
I felt very heavy, in fact. It
Mm-hmm.
was like something on my head, heavy weight over there. The vibration was, yeah, some thoughts were coming, but they were disappearing spontaneously. I could feel the vibration over here and something going out from my ears.
What is the like best environment to have this meditation? Like we have made a really make a really nice environment. Like we have a good surroundings. We have the scent of Bhagavathi sticks.
Yeah.
So is it mandatory to just for the meditation you need a good environment? Because I don't think that without this environment we can have a
You-
kind of good meditation. We can have meditation anywhere, but like
You can just, in your own home, you can just assign a corner in which you sit and just don't be disturbed, and that's your spot. You don't.
no, but that won't satisfy you, because in your actually for me, if I would make a corner, but then also the thinking would be coming in my mind that yeah, this is my room, this is a city, this is a polluted city, this is like the natural, the point that you guys have chosen, like this Nepal, and mountains are everywhere, and it feels really good. To
No,
have a
you may
natural
be in
environment,
Nepal.
natural environment for meditation.
You may be in Nepal, but the one who experienced it is still you, and it's going to be still you when you go back home. That doesn't change. So I don't think that the place where you are makes a difference. We made this atmosphere. You can get this incense and put it in your own house, in your own room, and it takes practice, meditation, and we have to assign ourselves about 20 minutes. And in the beginning, it's not that easy, but we should just sit, and if thoughts are coming, just acknowledge them. Don't have a conversation with them. Let them pass. And with time, slowly, the frequency will come down. It does come down.
This happened when I was chanting, like many thoughts were coming in my mind, but slowly
It's hard to think when you are in that.
Then I was totally out of those thoughts. It was only me then.
So anybody try to find out, did you experience something that you have not experienced before with this meditation? I'm asking.
I felt like a blank slate.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just a place which was beyond words. I just can't, express, capture it in words.
Yeah, I know, it's...
It was indescribable. I think if I try to capture it in words, I feel I'm losing
the essence of it, yes. These things, we try our best to explain them with diagrams, with words, but only the person himself or herself can have the experience. And you cannot really explain it. It's very hard.
If you already explain it, you've already lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's paradoxical, but
Yeah.
that's how it is.
So I know different people have different experiences with the same meditation, and some, different meditations work for different people. That's why we have so many different techniques. But this is one of them, to give a glimpse of your true self. And then, of course, there is self-inquiry should always be an ongoing thing. Who am I? Who am I? I am sick. Who is sick? Too many thoughts are coming. Who are these thoughts coming to? You have to redirect your question to who am I, again and again and again, no matter what it is. That's the Ramana Maharishi technique. It's very simple, but one has to be persistent with it.
Before we move on, there's one thing I think that the auditory, the auditory effect of this chant, because you do it alone, that is different. But then there is, because it brought me back to Volta, because Volta said the universe is made of 4 elements. I remember the 3, I don't remember the 4th one, but it's sound, frequency, and vibration. And then there is this vibration, and there's the frequency. And there's something almost magical, almost ecstatic, when so many souls or so many, consciousnesses, sort of unite to chant. So there's this very pleasurable auditory and sort of a...
Yes, when so many people are doing it together, it makes it more powerful and more, it has a much bigger effect. That's why I said do it louder. If there were more people, it would even be more. And it's like, you feel maybe you are the universe itself. That's why I said it's
like a component to it, and you feel a part of the greater thing. It's like
well, Om is the vibration.
Into a universe full of sound and all. So it's like your tiny voice also. So it's like it's very pleasurable in an auditory sort of.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
In this meditation and consciousness and karma, do we have any way to just change the society, or born a new society that totally is being based on peace, love, and because that's going peace, love, time for each other, and because the world, the people, the society, they are also your part of your life, So how to change them through this consciousness, karma?
The first step is that we need to change our own selves. Change begins with our own selves first. We have to change ourselves. Unless we don't change ourselves, we cannot change somebody else. If I'm at peace with myself, I can be peaceful with other people. And it's a domino effect. If I'm happy, I'm peaceful, the people around me are going to have that effect. It's going to be like a domino effect. So we cannot change society directly as such, but we can by making a change within our own selves, and that's going to affect the people around you, and then the people around them.